everyone. So, my name is April. You're watching April's Rants and Debations right now. This is my first video ever, so try to work with me on it, I guess. Um, Basically, for today's topic, I want to go over how girls see themselves, how kids see themselves nowadays, Basically, you look at girls nowadays and you meet some of them where they're nice, they're good, but then there's those girls that are 12, 13, 14 that is running around in bikinis and saying they don't care because they're wanting attention. However, it's not always a child's fault on this because it is a parent's duty to keep an eye on their child. But the fact that a lot of the kids nowadays don't understand the meaning of predators on social media, parents need to teach that to their kids. And a lot of the days nowadays, for me as a 20-year-old, I'm running into a lot of kids that do not know what predator on social media is, and they're posting nude images, underage girls posting nude images on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff for predators to see that. And there's hackers, there's catfishers, all of those things, there's robots. And no one is teaching their kids about this from what I see in my town and my neighborhood, basically. I want to bring this to public attention because I have tried day in and day out to talk to girls that added me on my own social media to try to get them to understand the dangers that are out there. Now, one girl said that she did know of the dangers, but at the same time, she didn't care because she wanted the attention. Because the dangers that she received was the only kind of attention she basically received. That's not the type of attention that a girl should be seeking. Sexual attention is not a good type of attention for anyone to seek, especially in relationships and when looking at boys. Now, when it comes to boys, a lot of them are really rude and do not understand how to treat a female nowadays. They have a lot of disrespect for just basic adults in general. You could just walk down the road and you'll just see a teenager instantly just be rude out of nowhere because you look at them the wrong way. Why? Why does that have to be a thing? Like, what if they're not even looking at you? Kids need to understand this, but no one is teaching them this. And it doesn't help that schools are starting to go downhill because they're just putting everyone on the internet where they could easily look up all their cheat codes and just easily pass with a straight A and not know a thing about the world because they're just using the internet nowadays to just get through school. That is not teaching, that is not learning. Now, if you come at teachers and personal views and perspectives about this, they get offensive about it because they think you're disrespecting or criticizing their teaching skills. However, that's not the case. A majority of parents want their kids to learn, and teachers are not doing that at all. Now, some teachers, yes, do that. When I was in school, I had a few teachers that helped me throughout school, all the way up until I graduated the 8th grade, that those teachers stayed with me through school to help me get through school because I was one of those slow, struggling learners. Because I had an ADHD tendency, I couldn't keep track of time, and I had dyslexia. So, naturally, I had a hard time learning. And there was a teacher at my school that understood. And that's the type of teachers that should be out there But for some reason, teachers aren't like that. Teachers are just giving people a laptop and saying, do this task by this day, and then give you a lecture, a 30-minute lecture, and then give you a piece of homework, expect you to know what the fuck you're doing. Like, come on now. That's not teaching anyone. If you're gonna teach someone, you actually need to teach. Like, you need to make sure every student in the classroom understands. And if a teacher sees that as a too difficult a task, then maybe they shouldn't be a teacher at all. And it's the same thing with parents. If they think it's too difficult a task to put their kids under control and teach them about the dangers of the world, about predators on social media, and teach their kids how to respect each other, how to respect adults, how to respect their elderly, teach men how to be gentlemen. If parents can't do that either, then why are they a parent? Why they try to put themselves up to the task? Are they trying to do the best for their kid, or are they just neglecting the kid and saying, do whatever you want, I'm going to go do this? Or are they working like crazy and not doing anything for the kids and just letting other people take care of their kids? Like, people nowadays need to open their eyes. Society is going downhill because we have no respect for each other. We don't have respect for anyone anymore. Like, there's every apartment complex you go to nowadays. Every single apartment complex is full of roaches, bed bugs, fleas, all of it. Every single school you put your kid in is gonna get head lice. You wanna know why? Because no one has respect for society nowadays. If we had respect, our places wouldn't have these issues. Our kids would not get head lice from the schools. The schools would be doing their jobs if they cared about the kids. Like, these are things that people need to look at, things that people need to teach their kids, things that people need to see. Like, if your kid is on the internet more than they're doing their homework, that's not a good lesson. That's teaching them that video games is more important than learning something. That's a lesson not learned at all. It's the same thing with no kids outside nowadays because everyone's on the internet. Internet. That's all people care about. You never see kids outside playing anymore because everyone's on the internet playing video games inside all day, 24/7. And every time I go on social media or TikTok, YouTube, I just see videos of parents breaking their kids' electronics because their kid wouldn't listen, and then their kid throw a tantrum. Maybe if you didn't give the kids an electronics when they're at a young age in the first place and taught them to play outside, they wouldn't have that issue. If you taught your kids disobedience, they wouldn't have that issue. I understand that not all parents have that rough hand and they can disobedient. I'm not talking about hitting your kids. No, I would never put a hand on a child at all. What I mean is by they don't listen to you, make them go outside and clean something. Make them go sit in the corner for a couple minutes. Or make them do a couple of push-ups. Make them do a run. Those are punishments you can give your children without hurting them that will build up their skills and teach them a valuable lesson. People need to know these things. I am 20 years old and I am saying this stuff because I've watched people be like this through my own eyes. Like, 20 years old, born 2003, 2023, and no one has respect for each other. And just because someone wants to have a different Bitmoji color, apparently there's racism in that. And apparently there's racism in almost everything. And there's freaking criticism and homophobias in almost everything nowadays too. Like, 3 movies got canceled in 1 year because a firefighter got killed, in a horror movie because a lesbian couple got killed in a horror movie. These are horror movies. Everyone gets killed. And people are getting offensive of these things nowadays. It's just a movie. It's not real. It's fake. Like, and then the whole thing with the Little Mermaid, how everyone's pissed off that the Little Mermaid's black. Get over it. It's the 21st century. A person is a person. A color is a color. It doesn't matter. If someone likes the same gender, someone doesn't want to be their own gender, someone wants to change who they are, let them be. Don't judge. There's so much judgment in this world. Judgment is what causes toxicity. Judgment is what causes negativity. And because of judgment is why our world has become the way it is. Not just that, but because of corruption, of fucking money and shit like that. And the fact that government's raising taxes like crazy, it's insane. Because everyone's getting pissed off because everything's changing. Old millennials are refusing to change to the new ways. And new millennials are criticizing old millennials for that. Just let each other be. If someone doesn't want to have electronic, then don't force them to get it. If someone wants to freaking have an electronic, okay, fine. But they should understand that there is a whole other world out there that they're watching all this stuff on. That they're playing all this stuff on. They can go out there and walk around in that world, ride their bikes, go play with other kids, make their own videos, make their own memories, instead of sitting down on a couch or in their bedroom or somewhere with a glowing screen in their face just watching it. You should encourage your kids to go and have an adventure in the real world, not on this internet. The internet has existed for about over 30 years now. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna leave. It's there forever until the world ends, I'm pretty sure. So kick your kids outside. Make them go play. Make them learn what spiders look like. Teach them what a mole hole is. Teach them why dogs like to go after squirrels. It's not just the teachers and the school's duty to teach the kids. It is also the parents' duty. If the parent can't teach the kid fully everything that they know, then it's up to that parent to do what the teacher can't teach. And by teaching your kids is by taking them out into the real world and teaching them. When my dad had me out of school, he put me in summer school. He would take me and my siblings out into the creeks, into the forest, to freaking learn about stuff, learn new things. Life experiences is what I learned. Kids nowadays, they don't understand life experiences. I've talked to so many kids nowadays that are so innocent in front of their parents' eyes, but the second the parents aren't looking, they're the worst child ever. And that is because children are deceiving and they're getting smarter. You need to pay closer attention. You need to teach your kids. This world is getting more dangerous. One day, people are going to snap and there's going to be freaking a rapid gunfire out in the neighborhood somewhere else. Every new neighborhood that is brand new eventually becomes a hood because eventually it gets to that point. Because people don't take care of it, because people want violence, because there's judgment, there's negativity, there's criticism. There's betraying friends, going behind each other's backs. All this stuff is what causes all these problems in our world. And it's not just the government, it is the people itself. We need to fix ourselves as the people. Instead of looking at the government and say, help us, fix us, please. That's begging something impossible for you to do. If you want to get something done, if you want to get yourself better, you got to do it on your own. You got to push yourself to do it. You want to set an example for others. You want to encourage others. You want to push them to do better, to get out there. And the worst way to encourage someone is to say that's not for you, or to say whatever, or don't even acknowledge them. That is the worst way to encourage a child in their dreams. If your kid comes up to you and says they want to be this or they want to do this when they grow up, you should be like, okay, encourage them. Buy them toys in that area so they can slowly learn about that career they want. Get them child's books in that career. They'll learn slowly. Like, if you teach a child at a young age how to act, as they grow up, they'll be better. But sometimes kids can become their own voices, their own selves, because eventually they will grow up and they become their own adult. Now, when kids become their own adult, of course, there's nothing the parents can do because they're their own adult. It's on themselves to take care of themselves. It's on themselves to support themselves. It's on them to get their jobs. And if they choose the path of bad, that's on them because that's the path they chose. However, if that's the path they were forced down, was there a gun held to your head? Was there a knife to your throat? Were you threatened? Was your life threatened? If not, it was a choice. That's all I gotta say. That's today's video. If you guys want to get any more specifics on any of these topics I brought up today, please comment down below and let me know. Please give me a thumbs up. And of course, I am open to all opinions unless it's extremely negative or rude and just straight up hateful. I will just ignore you. But other than that, I am open to any opinions. You guys want to give me any advice on how to make my videos better, let me know. Comment down below. Alright? Have a good day. See ya.